It's time for This Week in Research Papers. That's right, welcome to TWIRP. And now here's your resident TWIRP, the StudyFinds guy, Geoff Allen. Well, hello there. We find ourselves That announcer is awesome. Thank you for that. We find ourselves at the time of the week once again where we run through our top 10 posts of the week at StudyFinds. That's right, it's the TWIRP update. And in our top 10 today, more simple things you can do to hopefully stave off Alzheimer's disease. Also, if you flirt online, we have some info that you'll want to hear. And were the Jetsons right? We'll see. Not yet, but there's some predictions here for 2050 that might be kind of interesting. All right, let's jump into number 10. Such a pleasant topic. A new study reveals that unsightly facial cold sores date back 5,000 years. It's during this time that Bronze Age men and women began to engage in romantic and sexual kissing, according to researchers. The infection's prehistoric roots reportedly go back to when the cultural practice of romantic kissing arrived from the Far East. The team mapped ancient herpes genomes after extracting viral DNA from tooth roots of human skeletons seen here, spanning a millennium. Wash your hands, folks. Just saying. We don't need some herpes Jurassic Park thing going on. I kid. But it's no laughing matter. An analysis showed the painful lip blisters flourished during the Neolithic period in the wake of fast migrations into Europe from the steppe grasslands of Eurasia. And without any way to treat the issue is probably not the best thing for these folks. Scientists said, quote, facial herpes hides in its host for life and then transmits through oral contact. So mutations occur slowly over centuries and millennia. We need to do deep time investigations to understand how DNA viruses like this evolve, unquote. So needless to say, the research is ongoing. All right, number 9, can artificial intelligence discover a new kind of physics? Or as I like to call it, the never-ending slow walk to the end of the human race as computers take over. I'm kidding, of course. We build the AI, it's on us if anything happens. A team of roboticists at Columbia Engineering decided to put this question to the test. They developed an AI program that detected physical phenomena and discovered relevant variables, which are necessary precursors to any physics theory. Now, they studied things like fire burning and pendulum swinging and discerned patterns. It's pretty cool stuff. To conduct the study, researchers gave the AI program raw video footage of the phenomena for which they already knew the answer. And in each case, it was pretty accurate, and they said it nearly had the correct answer. Well, this is why I have faith that I'm not too worried about AI. If I told my professor in school that my answer was nearly correct, I think I might be kicked out. I'm just saying. But the thing is, it did predict the states, and it got really, really close. Anywho, researchers believe this AI system can help scientists uncover complex phenomenon in areas ranging from biology to cosmology. Since we're pretty sure that we don't know all that is knowable yet, scientists think that the system may be able to expand in areas of knowledge that we may not have even considered. That is pretty cool. Now, be careful. Remember in Star Trek when that Voyager spacecraft was sent back to Earth and almost destroyed the joint because it was programmed to know all that is knowable? Apparently, that leads to the end of the world. I kid, of course. Number 8, a new study says people walk more and lose weight just by wearing a fitness tracker. Oh, I have people in the fam who are obsessed with this, even on vacation. You know who you are. I won't call you out here. Scientists at the University of Southern Australia are reporting the connection in new research. More specifically, the study finds these tracking devices encourage people to walk up to 40 minutes more per day. That's roughly 1,800 more steps. But if you're crazy about this, you already knew that. This results in an average weight loss of 2.2 pounds over the course of 5 months. All in all, what the research team discovered is this highlights a potentially major upside of low-cost interventions like fitness trackers when it comes to fighting the growing list of public health problems such as obesity, heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and mental illness. Now, shedding 2.2 pounds over the course of 5 months may not sound like the best weight loss plan in the world, but study authors explain when you consider the overall public health across the entire population, It's actually quite notable. And you know what? I'll take 2 pounds gone every 5 months. Researchers say other benefits include less depression and anxiety due to increased physical activity. All right, on to number 7. Researchers may have found the key to treating baldness. Scientists from the University of California I think we do a story on this every other week. All right, scientists from the University of California discovered a single chemical in hair follicles that controls when cells divide and when they die. Not only could it cure baldness, researchers say it could also speed up wound healing since follicles are a source of stem cells. Researchers found that the TGF-beta protein controls the process by which hair follicle cells, including stem cells, divide and form new cells. Conversely, the process can also trigger the cell's own death, leading to the death of the whole hair follicle and baldness. Study authors say if the cell produces a certain quantity of TGF-beta, it activates cell division, but too much of it causes apoptosis or cell death. Study authors believe it's possible to activate follicle stem cells and stimulate hair growth if they can more accurately determine the way TGF-beta activates cell division and how the chemical communicates with other genes. Researchers say finding out the secret would lead to ways to heal much more than just baldness. Now, everybody say it with me, as we do on a lot of these. Research is ongoing. Number 6. Futurologists say that waterless dishwashers, self-stocking fridges, and vertical farms will be mainstream by 2050. I didn't know there was a thing called a futurologist. Is that like Nostradamus? Nah, it's more scientific than that. Anywho, well, we still don't have our flying cars like the Jetsons said we would by now, but a new survey finds many people believe it will be by the year 2050. Okay. An expert on future tech says people will be ultrasonically blasting their clothes clean. Homes will feature waterless dishwashers, and families will think eating bugs for dinner is mainstream. No, not in this lifetime or the next for me. Are you kidding me? You'll never convince me of that. Futurologist Dr. James Bellini also predicts households are likely to be using drones to restock the fridge and will rely on farms that stretch upwards instead of outwards on sprawling fields. Other 2050 predictions include kitchens that operate almost entirely without water, using ultrasonic waves to clean surfaces, and washing machines that use high-tech beads to pulverize dirt and your clothes. I just always love all these predictions. Someone needs to go back and take a look at all the scientific and futuristic predictions that people have made and really see what has come true. I still think Star Trek has the best record on that. In a recent poll of 2,000 adults, 15% believe self-stocking smart fridges will be the most useful piece of tech in decades to come. And I'll take that one, as long as you don't stock it with beetles and fake beef. Number 5, folks, don't marry ahead of your station. Study claims couples with similar desirability are more likely to stay together. All right, so you're saying that Anna Nicole Smith and that oil baron guy wouldn't still be together today if it wasn't for all the dying? Wait, maybe that... Oh, okay, I see your point. Let's dig in. Should a beautiful model only look to marry another 10? Appearance is just one aspect of attraction in dating, but researchers from the University of Missouri-Columbia suggest that relationships between two people of similar desirability tend to last longer and are more successful. Simply put, the study authors believe people who outkick their coverage, as they say, won't be with their attractive partners for very long. Okay, well, I guess looks are everything. After taking a survey in Nambia in southern Africa, analysis revealed people sharing similar mate values were more likely to date each other and more likely to enjoy positive relationship outcomes. The research team notes that this work is quite different than more traditional research on attractiveness because it focuses on people's actual actions and not just the looks. So they're saying there is more than just the looks. Okay, I see where they're going. My mom always said I was handsome on the inside. Anyway, number 4. Just doing chores at home cuts the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease, according to new research. Uh-oh. I better get moving. Scientists say cooking, washing the dishes, and gardening can slash the risk of Alzheimer's by more than a fifth. A study of more than 500,000 adults found that those who did household chores were 21% less likely to develop the disease. Chores rank as the second biggest protective activity behind regular exercise, including brisk walks or bike rides, which lowered dementia cases by 35%. On a side note, another vital factor was meeting up with family and friends, social visits, lowering rates by 15%. Some would say that can be considered a chore as well. I kid. Other things to consider: couch potatoes, beware, that does not help, and a trip to the pub might be good for your brain from a social standpoint as well. They don't say anything here about the alcohol, but that might be another study. As always, check with your doctor about the best thing you can do. I am not a doctor. All right, number 3. Young kiddos growing up closer to nature have healthier lungs, according to a new study. Now, you would think this goes without saying, but there's a point to be made here. A team in Portugal found that green spaces boost respiration, reducing the risk of asthma and other breathing problems. And here's the point. Lungs develop in 5 stages, with the first 4 occurring in the womb, and the last during late childhood or a youngster's early teenage years. So the early days are key, and so are the teenage years. Scientists said, quote, "We found that living in greener neighborhoods as children grow up is more important for their breathing than living in a green area when they were born. This may be because babies spend much less time outdoors than children," unquote. Researchers say this points out the benefits of green spaces and encourage cities to develop more of these for the sake of our health. All right, number 2. A new study says online flirting can destroy real-life relationships. Do you think so? Not sure the online has anything to do with this, but let's see what they say. I have been wrong before. Scientists at Rickman University report flirty online interactions with someone who isn't your romantic partner can have subtle subconscious effects on how that person perceives their real-life loved ones. In other words, flirting online may lead to someone seeing their partner as less attractive. See, I know we're throwing online in here, but online or not, if I do that, the wrath will arrive, and it won't be online. And I would deserve it. According to the research team, this can have a domino effect, making individuals more likely to release passionate feelings towards people other than their partner. If they hadn't flirted online, study authors say those same individuals would have been far less inclined to act on their feelings. Okay, I know it feels like we're dancing around a couple things here. I see their point, though. They say the modern age presents a unique set of obstacles. There's no shortage of temptations available at any given moment online, and a long list of websites to visit if someone is feeling lonely. See, they're dancing around it. Okay, that's about as far as I'm going to take the description. I'm going to keep this PG-13. Anywho, basically, in this study, people talking to a flirty chat partner fantasized more about that person and expressed more desire towards them. The internet can be a nasty place, and if you're looking to stay happy at home, stay away from the underbelly of that online world. Number 1, a study warns that today's record-breaking heat waves will be the norm by 2050. Now, before we get too far here, I know this is a touchy topic, and I'm reading this one with you. I've said it before. Get the forecast right next week, and then we can talk about 30 years from now. But let's read on. I know we have people on both sides of this issue, so we'll continue. Climate researchers in China say that extreme heat waves will increase by more than 30% as we get closer to 2050. They went on to say burning fossil fuels and other human activities are the main drivers of global warming. The 2022 heat waves have already turned deadly, with the UK recording the hottest day ever, surpassing 104 degrees Fahrenheit on July 19th. Studying atmospheric circulation patterns and greenhouse gases, the researchers said their computer simulations found greenhouse gases are the main reason for increased temperatures in the past and will likely continue to be the main contributing driver of global warming. Now, both can change based on natural warming from the sun, intrinsic atmospheric processes, and the Earth's own rotation. And that's kind of where I'm at. There are all kinds of factors here, and the Earth has been changing for 4.5 billion years, but it is good to look into these things. Well, in the meantime, here's to hoping for a break in the heat, and I'm sure this debate will continue for years to come. Well, time to jump in the pool, if it hasn't evaporated already. I'm in Texas, and we've had triple-digit heat since early June. Happened before, it's going to happen again. I am ready for a break, though. This has been This Week in Research Papers. You can check out more info on this and other studies by clicking in the link in the description below and head over to StudyFinds.com.